Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir, Silent Gods. For today's video, we're going to take a look at all of the heroes that classify under the Ice element. Alright, so for today's video, we're going to talk about the different ice units. So first of all, when we talk about our alignment bonuses, ice does pair with necrotic. So keep this in mind. Special effects can be activated by deploying heroes of a specified element. 3 heroes of ice and necrotic. In your team, attack and defense will be increased by 20%. If all 5 are, increases cold and necrotic damage by 15%. Love it. Alrighty, so I wanted to do a overview video for those of you that are interested in Dragonheir and want to get a deeper look at what all of the characters look like, what are their skills, how are things going to synergize, and I'm going to try my best to quickly show everything and quickly read through at least the brief statements of the skills so you guys can get an idea and start getting some fun team compositions in your head for the game and maybe decide who your favorite characters are going to be. I am going to have a video on all of the elements. This little clip will be inserted to all of them, so if you haven't already noticed, I do have one for each element. We do have fire, ice, necrotic, radiant, lightning, and poison. So if I haven't posted one of those videos yet, well, they should be coming after this, so stay tuned. And I think this is just a fun way for you guys to get a preview of the game and the visuals. The graphics are beautiful, and I mean, what's the most important part, right? What do these characters actually do? And as noted with my fire video, we can change the element of our main character that we play. And one of those is Frost. When they are Frost, let me read through here. Our passive defense up. Alright, Indomitable. Gains defense up status for 15 seconds as the battle starts. Oh, and it's all allies when she's upgraded, of course. So she's got a, just like the other one, attack to all allies. This is a defense to all allies, no more defensive build. Frost with our battle skill, Ice Storm. Alright. Deals ice damage to enemies within range with a 100% chance of inflicting speed penalty 2 status on them for 5 seconds. And Guardian Shields grants a 300% attack shield to allies within range for 10 seconds. This is confusing because it kind of sounds like you want to build her to be... No, I guess her damage is based on attack still. Okay. I was gonna say, this sounds like you might want to build her with like a defensive build, but her damage is based on attack for these, and so is the shield. So it's still gonna be an attack-based build, but then this is gonna help deal with the squishiness. Alright, so we do have a couple commons for this element here, so we're going to go through and discuss. Keep in mind this is sort of a closed access phase during April 2023, so everything is subject to change for global launch, but at least this will give you guys a good general idea of what's to come, and you can maybe play around with ideas for your future teams, and get just a sense of what the game's about and make sure you're actually going to like it. So we have this Imperial Warrior. Basic, but still beautiful graphics. Passive Fighting Spirit. Gains attack speed up status for 10 seconds as the battle starts. Impelling Attack battle skill. Attacks a target with a pike, dealing ice damage. And his ultimate. Swings the pike, dealing ice damage to enemies within range. So pretty basic, just simple attacks for this guy. As expected, it is like the lowest tier as far as rarity goes. So I'm not expecting these guys to be too usable, honestly. Although the rares sound pretty interesting for most of these elements. Alright, Tribal Warrior. Let's give him a spin. And again, the orcs look really cool in this game. Orcs, Ogrins. Very cool, right? Very cool. Alright, passive. When Dealing damage to enemies inflicted with frost status deals additional ice damage. Unleashes a battle cry, gaining attack up status for 5 seconds with his basic skill, and his ultimate unleashes a hammer strike, dealing ice damage to enemies within range with a 50% chance of inflicting frost status for 10 seconds. And let's go up to our rare category. Vunen. I'm really bad at pronouncing these names. Very cool though, I love it. Look at that. He looks amazing. Alright. Defense Aura increases all allies' defense by 20% in dungeon battles. Passive Rugged Tenacity gains a 20% max HP shield for 5 seconds when being controlled. And Rampage deals ice damage to the enemy with a 100% chance to knock up the target. Okay, I'm not a teenager. That was funny. Was it not? I'm gonna giggle every time. I didn't know that was a thing here. It's my first time reading it. An 85% chance to inflict attack penalty 1 status for 3 seconds. Knock up. Prevents the target from launching basic attacks or casting skills. Prevents the target from launching basic attacks or casting skills. What does that even mean? You mean knock down? Just knock them over? I don't know. Sorry for that one. Okay, that was I'm definitely not gonna cut that out. That was funny. It was a real reaction, guys. Don't judge me. Alright, his ultimate, Club Strike, launches 3 consecutive critical hits to a designated area, each dealing ice damage. The third hit has a 75% chance of inflicting stun status for 5 seconds. So this is the same thing. Prevents the target from launching critical or basic attacks as well. So prevents the target from launching basic or casting skills. Sorry, critical attacks. Casting skills. Prevents the target from launching basic attacks or casting skills. Both things say the same thing. Alright, Wusa. Imperial Warrior. She is also a rare. Very cool. Very pretty. Freezing Over. Passive. For every 2 basic attacks the hero deals the enemy under frost status, the next basic attack will have a 100% chance to inflict defense penalty 2 status for 5 seconds. Glacial Stronghold battle skill. Gains a 400% attack shields. And attack speed up 1 status for 10 seconds. Or attack speed up 2 when she's ranked up. Attack shield? That's different. So based on her attack instead of like a based on HP shield? Icebreaker Slash. The ultimate. Slashes forcefully twice, each dealing ice damage to enemies within range, with a 100% chance to inflict frost status for 10 seconds. This skill deals double damage to enemies inflicted with frost status. Alright, next we have Werther, the Wanderer. Just looks kind of like our heretic, appearance-wise. Alright, Frost Cantrips is a passive. When the hero successfully inflicts frost status on enemies, it reduces the hero's recharge time by 20 seconds. I like it, slows them down. Makes sense. Logic. Icy Shot battle skill. Launches 3 lances at an enemy, each dealing ice damage with a chance of 40% to inflict frost status for 5 seconds. Prioritizes attacks on the enemy not under frost status. So frost status reduces movement speed by 10%. So I'm assuming that will be affecting people's attack speed. You'll see that commented a few different times. Alright, we also have the ultimate Freezing Wind. Deals ice damage to enemies within range with a 30% chance of inflicting frost status for 5 seconds. And yeah, 50% chance when ranked up. Alright, and then we have Lorez, the Lever. Gorgeous graphics even on these basic champions. This is a rare. The rares really do sound pretty interesting and usable so far for this game, which I like to see. Dragon's Ice Pick. When taking damage, has a 10% chance to inflict frozen status for 2 turns on his attacker. Frozen prevents the target from launching basic attacks or casting skills. Reduces damage taken, though. Alright, Dragon Scale Mal battle skill here deals ice damage to the current target. When ranked up, it also gains a 10% max HP shield for 5 seconds. Truth Seeker, the ultimate, has a 100% chance to taunt the enemy for 5 seconds and a 100% chance to inflict attack penalty status for 10 seconds. Single target. Alright, let's go on up to our epics. We have Dokraz, the Frost Priest. He's cool. Our Frost Priest. I like it. Very cool. Alright. Snow Mountain Descent passive skill. Basic attack has 50% chance of inflicting frost status on the target for 5 seconds. Enemies not inflicted with frost status will be attacked first. Releases the enhanced domain. The hero gains attack up status and attack speed up attack speed up 2 status for 5 seconds. Okay. Freezing Snowball. Ultimate. Throws an ice ball dealing ice damage to enemies within range with a 50% chance of inflicting frost status for 10 seconds. Ranked up, that is a higher percent chance. And of course, we do have books, like I said, on most of these. I'm not always showing this, guys, but these ultimates mostly have increased chances as well as extra damage and or reduced recharge times. Alright, we have Solveless. I'm gonna go with that. As I terribly fail at pronouncing all their names. Driftwood Guard. Alright, we have a passive, a defense aura. Increases all allies' defense by 20% in all battles. Passive Investigation. Has a 100% chance to shoot an arrow and deal ice damage to the enemy inflicted with invisibility status, dispelling its invisibility and inflicting attack penalty status for 5 seconds. So he takes away that invisibility. I like it. A debuffer, but a specific one. Driftwood as Home battle skill heals an ally by 15% of the target's max HP and grants defense up 2 status for 5 seconds. And Protection Isolation Ultimate shoots 2 hails of arrows, with each dealing ice damage to enemies within range, plus a chance to extend their recharge time by 10 seconds. Alrighty. And next we have Godness. Look at that crossbow. That is some serious... Jesus. It's gotta be heavy. That has gotta be heavy. Look at that. Okay. Attack Aura increases all allies' attack by 20% in all battles. Passive has a 20% chance of gaining immunity when inflicted with a debuff. Each time the hero gets immune to a debuff, reduces its recharge time by 10%. Take Aim battle skill deals ice damage to the enemy with a 75% chance of inflicting attack penalty status for 5 seconds. Mighty Arrow shoots a magic arrow in a designated direction, dealing ice damage to enemies within range with a 100% chance to knock them back to the furthest point possible. Meanwhile, there's a 100% chance to inflict stun status for 3 seconds and a 100% chance to inflict speed penalty status for 5 seconds. So he's gonna knock them back with this massive crossbow arrow coming out. They're gonna be stunned and knocked up. Knock down. Not, you don't knock. I don't know. And they're gonna have reduced movement speed by 30%. Oh man. Doll bum. Cursed Miner. AKA Samar Gem Cursed Brother. That is undead. Or spent way too much time in the cold and now his skin is frozen. Okay. Or he's a vampire. Blessing of the Curse. Passive. Generates crystal armor for protection. When the hero takes fatal damage in combat for the first time, gaining immortality status for 5 seconds. Immortality, immune to death. And then also, when ranked up here, with a 100% chance to gain recovery over time status for 10 seconds. Rewards of Digging, Battle Skill. Uses the crystal lamp to gain 15% max HP shield for 10 seconds, and defense up status for 10 seconds. My Precious. Ultimate. Uses the crystal lamp from behind, dealing ice damage to all enemies, with a 100% chance to inflict blind status on them for 5 seconds. I don't know why it says from behind. Because it looks like this ultimate skill covers the whole board. So it's not like he has to be behind them for this to work. It's a little bit confusing. But blind reduces basic attack hit rate. Alright, and then who we got? Apolgo. He's cool. He looks like Gnarlhorn or Greybeard, something like that. Alright, Abyssal Howl. Abyssal Howl. Alright, passive. Aura Suppression. When using skills to deal damage to the target under a debuff, reduces the duration of a random target's buff by 3 seconds. Frozen Roar Battle Skill deals ice damage to the enemy with a 100% chance to inflict frozen status for 3 seconds. Prioritizes attacks on the enemies with the most debuff. Interesting. Crippled Morale deals ice damage to the enemy with a 50% chance to inflict 3 debuffs, randomly selected from the following, for 5 seconds. So 3 of these: defense or attack penalty, buff prohibition, healing prohibition, crit rate penalty, crit damage penalty, and accuracy penalty. So it's just a higher percentage chance, for this here once it is ranked up. Try not to cross my terms here. Okay, let's go on to our legendary. Oh wait, one more epic. I almost forgot. Almost forgot him. Vidimir. I love Vidimir. I'm using him. That's why he's leveled up already. At this time, I've been using him anyway. Alright, he has an aura. Attack aura. Increases all allies' attack by 20% in all battles. Icebreaker. Passive skill. When dealing damage to enemies inflicted with frost status, deals additional ice damage. And then Icicle. Deals ice damage to enemies within range with a 100% chance of inflicting frost status for 5 seconds. And a 100% chance of inflicting defense penalty 2 status for 5 seconds. And Ice Nova. So this is just like our fireball. Unleashes an ice ball that can bounce up to 5 times between enemies, dealing ice damage to targets hit. If the ice ball kills an enemy, it will explode on the spot, dealing additional ice damage to enemies nearby. Alright, that's our epics. Now let's go on to our legendaries for real now. I think I had one up here, so let me start with her. I cannot pronounce this for the life of me. Wait. Vartar? No. Hivtar? Nope. I need to Google that one. I'm just gonna fail. Not even gonna continue trying. She is gorgeous, though. I know other people playing already love her. She is amazing. I'm loving her so far. Lord of the Gal. Lord of the Gal. She's a lady of the Gal. Come on now. Alright. Passive. Frigid Deadland changes the weather to Icewind for 45 seconds. As the battle starts, while Icewind is in effect, deals ice damage to targets inflicted with frost status. All enemies with HP below 20% will be executed. So she's got a bit of a finishing move. In the first 45 seconds of battle, you go in there and you get those HP below 20%, she's just gonna kill them with her passive. Pretty cool for some quick battles and something that requires AoE damage, which she also does herself with her ultimate. So, alright, unleashes, this is Ice Storm, her battle skill, unleashes Frost Breath, dealing ice damage to enemies within range, with a 25% chance to inflict frost status for 5 seconds. And her ultimate, Breath of Frost, changes the weather to Icewind and gains attack up 1 status for 10 seconds. Deals all ice damage to all enemies with a 25% chance of inflicting frost status for 5 seconds. So when her passive wears off with this 45 seconds, her ultimate could just keep it going actually. What am I saying? It doesn't need to be the forced 45 seconds. Her ultimate can just keep that excitement going, and her... This is really cool. While it deals extra, all enemies with HP below 20% will be executed. That's just... Oh, it's so fun. Really cool, quirky kit. She seems super overpowered. Hopefully not too much so, but really cool champion. I like the creativity with her kit. All right, let's go on to our last couple here. Varna the Thorn. I love this. This is one of my absolute favorites in the game as well. Beautiful visual here with this amazing skeleton. So gorgeous graphic-wise. All right. Icy Thorn passive skill. When inflicted with control, the hero is immune to it and has 100% chance of inflicting frozen status to the caster for 3 seconds. Withering Armor, battle skill, grants a shield equal to 450% of the attack, plus 10% max HP for 10 seconds, and a defense up status for 5 seconds to the hero, ally, and to the hero and the ally. Oh, to himself, herself, and the ally with the lowest HP. That's really cool. A shield based on attack and max HP, and a defense up. And Frozen Spike is the ultimate. Launches an icicle to deal ice damage to the enemy, with 100% chance of inflicting frozen status for 3 seconds. And then extends the recharge time by 100%. Ooh. Cause them to recharge their ultimate skill. I like it. That sounds like a fun PvP character right there. Okay. Definitely seems like a fun PvP character to me. And last but not least, it's our one with the failed graphics right now. This is definitely a bug that I'm sure will be fixed before this actually goes global. But Alesabre? Very interesting name and character floating on these purple blocks. Alright, passive Blinding Beauty. Before battle, if her accuracy is higher than her resistance is increased to equal her accuracy. Oh, so she's got a passive where you can pump her high of resistance. And you don't need to worry about the accuracy to land her debuffs. Ooh, I like that. I really like that. As the battle starts, she deals ice damage to all enemies with a 50% chance of inflicting blind status for 5 seconds. Nature's Blessing battle skill grants a 40% max HP shield to an ally for 10 seconds. This ally gains a 30% of her resistance while the shield lasts. Alright, very strong support character in areas you're gonna need resistance. Now, is that just gonna be PvP? Or is there certain cases of PvE where we really want to make sure that we're resisting the boss's debuffs? I guess we'll see. I will be looking forward to exploring all of those and posting videos about that too. Alright, Siren Song Ultimate. Sings a ballad healing all allies by 15% max HP and granting them recovery over time. Restoring HP over time like a continuous heal. Status for 10 seconds with a 75% chance to inflict all enemies with charm status for 5 seconds and extend their recharge time by 50%. Charm forces the target to attack their allies. Ooh, I love that. That's great. Okay, she sounds amazing. That definitely sounds like some PvP as well as some quirky dungeon stuff, maybe, but probably more so PvP. That's really cool. All right, those have been our ice characters for today. I hope you guys are appreciating all my overviews. If you haven't already, go check the other videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, wait. And make sure you guys pre-register with the link that I have if you haven't already. This game is not out as of now, unless you're watching this way later. The estimated date for the going global is, well, the second half of 2023. But if we have any more information, I will post about it.